tree fell down. You see where the termites have been coming up from the bottom, and I assume going up the middle of the tree. It tends to be what they do. It's a stringy bark tree. They don't seem to get very big, about this big, at least from what I've noticed. Unfortunately, knocked down this other one here when it's come down, which was a reasonably healthy little tree. I think it's a peppermint gum, I'm not really sure. But, taking out this branch here as well. So this is a bit it's a bit rotten of some sort. It's not termites, it's just rot. Dry rot, I think they call it. So that's it. Good bit of firewood in that. Another big stringy bark here. Still got fairly healthy looking leaves on the top, but it's got a bit of dieback as well. Branch here. That's why I leave some of these saplings grow. I've got the wattle tree there. I don't know what sort of wattle it is. It's a bit of a scraggly thing, but they seem to grow in this area pretty well, so I'll let them grow a bit. And the gum trees, wattle trees, put nitrogen back in the soil. One of the few trees that do that, apparently. So that's why I grow them. I just saw a bone seed plant hiding in amongst this gum tree. So I'll try and rip him out. Quite invasive, and I think the seeds stay in the ground for a long time, so good to get them out. And this little, noticed here, little prickly wattle tree. I don't know what sort of wattle it is again, but they're quite prickly. I quite like them. They've got a nice, usually a pale yellow flower. It's a bit of bridal creeper, another weed. Doesn't really do much pulling them out, but it makes me feel good. I like this little wattle tree. I don't know what it is, but it's another type of wattle that grows here fairly well. It's not prickly. It has a reasonable shape to it, and it has wattle. Though this one has got no wattle forming at the moment, but the bigger ones have wattle on them. That's one there. It's starting to come along. Not sure what this tree is. It seems to grow fairly well around here. It's got a interesting smell, which obviously I can't explain over the video, but it's a funny smell. I've often thought I could cut a lot of greenery out and sort of boil it up and either separate the oil through just a gravity separator, I suppose, and see what it's like. See if it burns. Probably burns. Don't know how well. Another big stringy bark. There's more around than I realised. Looks fairly healthy. And yet another wattle that grows around here is this one. Again, I don't know what it's called. I call it a black wattle. I think someone called it that once and I just remembered it. But again, I let them grow. They seem to grow reasonably well around here. I let them grow because they're nice when they bloom. There's one of my little wattle trees I planted. Growing quite well. Another one here. This one here is another type of prickly wattle tree. Again, don't know the name, but they seem to grow reasonably well here as well. So I usually leave them, unless they pop up somewhere that's inconvenient. I'll leave them go. I don't get the seeds from these and try and grow them. because they're prickly and generally pain in the ass, but obviously they're okay if you stay away from them, a bit like some people. This tree here is a white cedar. It's a native, Australian native deciduous tree. It sort of struggled a bit, something ate it or trashed it. That's why I put this sort of tree guard around it. And this year it's sort of kicked on a bit, so it's got a reasonable amount of growth with a new main trunk coming up from the side, having had the first main trunk sort of get ruined by, don't know whether it's kangaroos or deer, one of the two. I think it's poisonous. Not sure whether it's the leaves or the berries, but anyway, it's got some poisonous characteristics. But I don't think it's deadly. I think it's just mildly poisonous. So anyway, if someone eats it and dies, we'll know what it is. This is a Ballarat cherry, little one, with some, I call it Happy Wanderer around it. Got a purple flower. Don't know its real name. This is a sweet Bezeria, self-sown. So I'll just leave it here. It's better than a weed. I think this is another wattle, not sure. It's got, it may not be a wattle actually, because it's got purple flowers on here, I realise. So I don't know what it is. But there's a few of them around just coming up in the garden. So I'll leave them here, they'll look alright. I don't think it's a weed. And over here is our maple tree. It got, not long after we planted it, I don't know what happened, but something broke the top off a deer or kangaroo or something. So it's probably going to have a funny shape when it grows up. Yeah. So hopefully the next couple of years it'll start to look more like a tree. Jacaranda tree that I planted. That's the reason why I planted this. This is my row of, I can't remember the name. They're not agapanthus, so don't hate me. Clivias they are. Clivia. I do have agapanthus as well, but don't tell anyone. So Clivias. So the idea is one day I'll build a path down there and there somewhere. This is a crepe myrtle. It's been here a couple of years. It's not going great, but it's going. It's deciduous. What else can I say about it? I don't know. People like them. Maybe one day it'll be a nice big tree. Some of the wattle trees I grew from seed. I've got to plant them out. This one's not doing too good. Sort of, something happened to it. You've got to plant them out probably next few weeks. I should do that.